So, Tom, does this signal further a united front against Washington between Europe and China?
Well, there certainly seems to be more alignment between Beijing and Berlin, of course, on these issues of trade. And China, for the last few months, has been pushing this idea that it's perfectly placed to work and coordinate with the European Union to push back against this trade rampage from Trump, as they would see it. But, of course, it's not always that clear-cut, and there are big differences still between Germany and the European Union and China when it comes to trade and economic policies. Nonetheless, these words from Angela Merkel would be pleasing to China. She pointed to this deal that was signed there in Berlin between the Chinese side and her German counterparts and partners, BASF, this massive chemical company that has said it's going to invest $10 billion in southern China in a chemical plant there, which will be fully owned by BASF, so the first foreign chemical company to have that full ownership. And she pointed to this as an example of China not just talking the talk, but walking the walk as well. And on the other side of the equation, you had the Chinese firm CATL, which, by the way, is the country's largest maker of batteries for electric vehicles, pledging to open a factory in eastern Germany. So some concrete actions, as well as some rhetoric from both sides, saying that they are going to work more closely to push back against what they see, both of them, as protectionism from the Trump administration. But clearly there are big divides still between Germany and China when it comes to things like investment. In fact, Germany is increasing its scrutiny of Chinese investment. And of course, Merkel pointed out that she wants to see a level playing field in China, something of a complaint that she shares with her US counterparts as well.
And Tom, it seems that there's a new initiative out of China that could be described as anywhere but America. We're hearing out of Beijing that they're urging imports from anywhere except the United States. What are the details here?
Yeah, this was some comments coming out of the Commerce Ministry yesterday, talking about effectively the plans they'd put in place ahead of the tariffs that were imposed on Friday, and the fact that they've told, apparently, Chinese companies to ramp up their imports of everything from soybeans and seafood to cars as well, from any countries, you say, other than the US. And they also said that they would be using the duties that they're levying, the retaliatory tariffs, to help support some of the companies that have been impacted here in China by these trade tensions. And they've made it clear, China, that they are prepared to support the industries impacted by these trade tensions. And we got a few more details about that from the Commerce Ministry. Of course, we're looking ahead to the threatened additional $16 billion of tariffs from the Trump administration, which China is very likely to match. And then, of course, we're looking for how China responds should the US ramp up those measures, those tariff measures, because, of course, the concern is that US companies will be impacted here on the ground. And that's something we're watching very closely.